I'm gonna show you how I itemize Fanny as a result of a lot of testing and what to build in different situations. The very first item is the jungle boots. Then queue up the knife, and this would make your jungling even faster. To demonstrate, on the right side we only have the jungling boots, the middle we have the jungling boots plus the dagger, and to the left we have the jungling boots plus the knife, and it finishes first at 15.86 seconds, which is almost a second faster than the boots and dagger. You might be wondering, since it's just 1 second, why not get the dagger right away so that I can get my Fury Hammer sooner, so that I can get my Blade of Heptases sooner. So let's test it out. We have the Fury Hammer to the right and the knife with 2 daggers to the left. They both cost almost the same amount of gold and almost the same amount of time in killing the turtle. So it makes sense to rush the Fury Hammer, right? So I tested out in-game, in multiple games actually. I quickly realized that after the red buff, I don't usually use the first skill often, and I rely solely on normal attacks just to conserve energy so that I can jump into battle at any time. So the second item is the knife. Next item would be the Fury Hammer, and I tested it with Fanny's main combo on a damage bot 10 times, and 7 out of 10 the damage is 6,358. Now we're gonna do the same test with a Legion sword, and 6 out of 10 times the damage is 5,383. And as you can see, it's almost a 1,000 damage difference. Okay, so far these are the items. Next step is to upgrade the Fury Hammer into Blade of Heptases, and here's why. I tested 9 damage items on Fanny with her main combo to see which gives the most damage output. Each item was tested 10 times, and the result that I'm about to display is the most frequent one out of 10. For Blade of Heptases, it's 7,428 damage. For Hunter Strike, it's 6,928. For Blade of Despair, it's 6,619. For Endless Battle, it's 6,257. For Sea Halberd, it's 6,012. For the Great Dragon Spear, it's very unpredictable, so the average is 5,964. For the Bloodlust Axe, it's 5,784. For Malefic Roar, it's 5,694. Wait, what? I couldn't believe this at first, so I tested it 50 more times and it's all the same. And for Rose Gold Meteor, it's 5,253. And the winner is Blade of Heptases, and this is the reason why it's the first core item. So we went from this to this. Now the second core item would logically be the second place. Now when building this item, make sure to build Fury Hammer first, and this is why. And the damage is 8,464. And when you finally complete the Hunter Strike, this would be the damage. 9,397, which is a very big addition to the overall damage. Now we're gonna find out what's the next core item for Fanny by testing it out on Layla at level 15, because at that level she'll have a little bit of armor. So let's start with Malefic Roar. On the ranking it's second to the last, but this item will shine when the enemies have armor. Total combo damage to a level 15 target with no defensive item is 6,805. Now we're gonna do Blade of Despair. And the total combo damage to a level 15 target with no defensive item is 4,493. Just look at the difference, it's more than 2,000. Now we're gonna test Endless Battle. And the total damage on a level 15 target with no defensive item is 4,038. Before we analyze the results, let's do this test one more time, but this time we're gonna give one defensive item to Layla. So starting off with the Malefic Roar, the total combo damage to a level 15 target with one defensive item is 5,357. For Blade of Despair, it's actually higher than the Malefic Roar, and its damage is 5,662 for the total combo. For Endless Battle, it's surprisingly close to Malefic Roar in total combo damage at 5,165. So what do we do with these results? In mid-game, most marksmen are still focusing on getting their core items, and that doesn't include defensive ones. So this is the perfect time to get the Malefic Roar to maximize damage, and later on in the late game you can get the Blade of Despair plus one defensive item, preferably Immortality. And that's why this is the full build that I use. Now let's look at defensive items. If the enemy has at least one CC, I would upgrade my boots to Tough Boots as it supposedly reduces CC duration by 30%. If there's no CC on the enemy team and at least one of them has a physical damage, then I would use the Warrior Boots. However, if the enemy has burst magic damage like Eudora, I would build Athena's Shield instead of Blade of Despair. Else, I would just use Blade of Despair if there's no damage from the enemy at all. I'm gonna use Brute Force if the enemy is mixed physical and magic damage as long as there are no burst damage. Sometimes I use Meteor Gold instead of Malefic Roar if the enemy's magic damage is just too much. I would use Sea Halberd instead of Blade of Despair if the enemy team has shields like Esmeralda, Johnson, Hanabi, or if they have a lot of healers or a lot of heroes that require lifesteal. I only use Bloodlust Axe if the enemy team has little to no CCs and if they only have sustained damage and no burst damage. Are you using this build? If not, let me know your build in the comments below. Subscribe for more videos like this, and as always, thank you for watching.